Why is it the best things in life always have a drawback? You can brew a top-notch cup of coffee, but eventually it'll get cold. You get hooked on an awesome show, and then you have to wait what seems like a lifetime for the next season.
Ants are not meant to serve grasshoppers.
You could own the best bike, but you still have to stop and fill it up. Or do you? With the growing popularity, availability, and infrastructure of EVs, could we possibly be on the verge of having our cake and eating it too? Today, the guys and I will be putting the Livewire One through a practicality test to see just what we can expect from the two-wheeled EV way of life. What's going on, guys? I'm Chase, and this is Shifted. So to get you all up to speed, this is our loaner Livewire One, quite possibly one of my favorite bikes in the shop currently. Why, you might ask? Well, the answer is simple, really. It cost roughly 9 cents to charge this off of a level 1 home charger, and that makes my wallet very happy. Now, if we compare that to the cost to fill up basically any other bike in the shop, you start to see my point. WR250, 2 gallons of gas, $9 to fill up. Tracer 9 GT, 5 gallons of gas, $23 to fill up. Between first rides, shifted videos, and my daily commute to and from the shop, sometimes I just feel like I live at the gas station. So when we found out that we were going to be receiving the Livewire, I knew my life was about to change, because when I get to where I'm going, I can just plug the bike in, and then when I'm done, boom, all charged, no more stops needed for go-go juice. However, that's in a perfect world scenario. In actuality, once you start to diverge from the path, things start to become a little more complicated. Let's just say you add in a quick run down the street to pick up lunch for the shop. There goes a few percentages of charge. Then you remember, oh crap, I have to return that jacket that was one size too small. Hello, UPS store. Bye-bye charge time. Luckily, we have a quickly growing fleet to choose from, but not everyone will be in that position. Suddenly, you are faced with the conundrum. You can either charge the bike and hoof it to your destination that is hopefully not too far away, or ride the bike and hope you have enough charge left over to get you home. So the question is, what do? Well, you call the boys and let them know you'll be AFK for about an hour. This is a DC fast charging station, or level 3 charger if you will. What you typically see here are Teslas, Audi e-trons, or Rivians. Sweet Rivian. You can also charge EV motorcycles as well, because they are all utilizing the same plug, the SAE J1772. Well, almost all. Teslas don't use the 1772 like the rest of the market. No, the adult-rated quartet and their ever-expanding family use their own type of proprietary plug. Don't worry, they'll let you play with the other kids for a price. $50.
In a pinch, charging stations like this could be the difference between you making it home or you waiting for roadside assistance.
Remember that 9-cent fill-up I mentioned earlier? Now that goes out the window here. For the level 3 fast charger near the shop, a full charge from 0 to 100 will run you about $14, but nothing says you have to charge to 100%. And if you aren't starting from 0, you can further reduce the time and the cost.
Actually, since the guys already think I'm going to be gone for like an hour and I only need to top off, why don't we play hooky?
Now, I don't typically spend this much time just hanging out outside or away from one of my usual hidey holes. Over the last year or so, I've played with the idea of getting an EV to pull double duty for at home and the shop. I knew I would have to eventually spend time at the charging station, but never did I ever consider spending any of that time outside unless it was to walk to get a cup of coffee or grab a bite to eat.
Since I am just topping off and it shouldn't be too long of a wait, if you guys excuse me, I've got some pocket monsters to attend to.
prefer Blood Mountain for technical riding because it is a road that requires me to utilize all of my riding ability. In addition to difficulty, Blood is well outside the city limits, so in a way it serves as a bit of a refuge for me. Now sadly, making that trip isn't something I'm able to do at a moment's notice. However, when I do get a free moment where I am left to my devices, it isn't uncommon for me to run to Red Top to blow the dust off. Now, the speed isn't as fast and it's nowhere near as long, but when it comes to technicality and proximity, it cannot be beat. Oh, and don't forget this view.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Red Top. You're not really Blood Mountain, but kind of. Looks like we've got 70 miles of range left. We're at 60%. Okay, that's not too bad. That means I have a good amount of energy to I guess it is energy. I've got a good amount of range to play with up here. I'm not super familiar with this road, so you guys will have to give me some time. Oh my good God. Was not ready for a giant turn. Okay, so maybe a little more than kind of mini Blood Mountain. That's not bad at all. So guys, realistically, if it only took me, what is that, 30 miles to get here? I feel like that practically gives me a decent amount of range to play with up here, because, you know, obviously if it took 30 miles to get here, it's going to take 30 miles to get back. That means I could do this run 40 miles worth of this run. You know, guys, it shouldn't shock anybody that the ideal person for this Livewire is not going to be the guy that is in the situation that I'm trying to make up for. It's not for a rider that wants a motorcycle to ride all weekend long. Like, go out on a Saturday morning and ride all day. That's definitely not the person for this motorcycle. This bike needs to be like I said in my first ride, I feel like the ideal person is that city commuter. That shouldn't, you know, deter you. If you've got areas like this that are close by your house or your work that are fun, you know, by all means, this bike could work out great. Like, having this mountainous, like, fun little road this close to me makes it to where I can actually have fun on the Livewire and it just not be like city riding. But that doesn't mean you couldn't, I guess, trailer it to a mountain. I don't know if I would do that. I gotta tell you, I've had experience. I've actually ridden Red Top on a Zero, the little supermoto version that they have. I did that years ago with a few other motovlogger buddies of mine, and the thought process I was in at that time was very different. That thing does not have the range that this bike does, and it's not made to ride as aggressively as this bike is. And I remember thinking the whole time, I had range anxiety the entire time. On this motorcycle, on the Livewire One, I do not have that worry. What that's allowing me to do, and for the first time, is be on an electric motorcycle and actually be able to have a good time. I can just sit here and enjoy myself on these roads because I know that I've got enough range. As long as I got 30 miles left, the range does a pretty decent job on the Livewire to actually let you know. So if I got to 30 miles, I could just chill out and make sure I can make it home. And that's kind of taken away a lot of the range anxiety. I think one of the things I take away from this is if you've got good roads close by, just keep that percentage you need, and you kind of erases the option of having range anxiety. I've had a much better time here on this bike up here playing around on the roads than I did in previous electric bikes. I honestly, like, the whole point is, can I go out and have fun and be content on an electric bike? And I think right now I've had a great time. Personally, the answer is yes right now. All right, time for our last and final bridge crossing. All right, whatever lake you are, you've been real. You've been even more real since I've been on an electric motorcycle and can actually hear things, which is something that you got to get used to on an electric motorcycle. You come out to these cool roads, and it's, you know, at least here in Georgia, every time you're in some like remote area, there's good roads, but then typically you got your motorcycle roaring. But with an electric bike, you feel more connected, I gotta be honest. You can feel the wind, you can hear things, and all you hear is this little zzz. I feel like it connects you with your environment more, which is really neat, being that we've got these really cool roads and areas to ride here in Georgia. Hopefully if you guys are watching this, you should get on Google Maps. I'm sure there's really cool, like, unique little roads and areas for you guys to check out as well. Or go check out the River app. We're going to be doing a lot of content with the River app, and supposedly you can find roads to ride, so highly recommend that. Guys, now that we're done with our final run on Red Top, I guess at this point there's nothing left to do but get back to the shop to wrap this video up. So I'm going to patiently and slowly ride behind all these cars like a good little boy and make it back alive.
Remember when I mentioned spending time at a charging station? Sitting inside a confined space, free of the beautiful outdoors and away from nature is more my speed? I now know this isn't not my speed. I still very much like the idea of having the privacy of a vehicle with AC and cover from the sun. For the hour or so that I have to wait at the charging station, I don't feel so bad about slowing down to spend some time training Pokemon or indulging in a binge-worthy show, #Drive to Survive. It's like there's a built-in service interval just for me. This impromptu day of hooky with Livewire One has been transformative. I can't say that I'm going to go all electric anytime soon because it's still a bit cost prohibitive and I need more time for data logging. Right now, my life works off of synchronicity, kind of like an engine. However, I enjoy the simplicity of this motor. Less moving parts, different points of failure. If I can figure out a way to best integrate EVs into my daily life, I'm sold. So from a practicality standpoint, yes, the Livewire can be practical even with a near $23,000 price tag. Just be sure to pay attention to your charge, commit your local charging stations to memory, and most importantly, don't forget to live, laugh, Livewire. It seems as if we might have our cake and can eat it too. And that about wraps up this Shifted. Thank you to Livewire for letting us borrow the One. This bike has been a blast and we cannot wait to get some seat time with the Del Mar. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and consider subscribing for all kinds of two-wheeled content. Thank you for watching and we'll catch you on the next one. Alright, Outdoor Crew, how difficult would it be for you to make a switch to the EV life? Make sure to put OC in your comment. We'll leave you guys a little bit longer for getting to the end of the video, and we will see you on the next one. Bo, dance party.